Hello again. A lot of students struggle with the concept of correlational studies. So when we do correlational research, it just means that we measure two things and we look to see if there's some kind of consistent pattern or relationship between the two things that we are measuring. And when we look at the results, we find one of three things is going to occur. Sometimes we get what's called a positive correlation. All that means is that as one variable increases, so does the other. So, for example, we find that people who eat more food tend to weigh more. As temperatures increase, so do sales of suntan lotion. Now, by the way, saying that as one increases, so does the other, it also means that as one decreases, so does the other. Because if we say that as temperatures increase, so do sales of sunscreen, it's the exact same thing as saying that as temperatures decrease, we see fewer sales of sunscreen. It's the same thing. It's a positive correlation. Sometimes, though, we get what's called a negative correlation. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that as one thing increases, the other tends to decrease. So, for example, as temperatures increase, we see fewer people who are wearing sweaters. Okay? People who eat more let's try it again. People who exercise more tend to have fewer health problems. That would be a negative correlation. And then lastly, we find sometimes that there is a zero or no correlation between the two things that we are measuring. It just means that as one variable increases, we see no consistent pattern in the other. So for example, taller people tend to be no more or less intelligent than shorter people. That's a zero correlation. Hopefully that made sense and that helped you out.